All right, here's the before. I am about to put a fresh coat of paint. I got the most basic colors of all time because I want this to look like a flipped house. A fresh palette for my project and the most basic white I could absolutely find. My favorite parts of a new project is to go through my shelves of miniatures and pick and choose what I think will go good. And then, of course, things change over time. I remember watching a video about someone showing their stock of stuff, and it was just overwhelmingly huge. And I thought, wow, I wonder how long it takes to get that way, you know? Not that it was a bad thing, but just like, I had nothing at the time. This is my current stash, and I just started this in May. I'm using this box to fill up all the stuff that I think I want for this project. All right, here we go. And if you hear a lot of snorting and you think I have a pet pig, no, this is just Roger. Say hi, Roger. I was rummaging through the Goodwill outlet, which is usually sold by the pound, and it's just bins and bins and bins. And I found these little keys, like this little keychain. I don't know if you can see it, which will go perfect for my Land Rover that I found at Value Village. All right, I just totally wasted an entire day thinking that I could paint this all white with acrylic paint. I was like, it's fine. I can do several layers. I have the patience. No, I don't. When have I ever? Anyways, I'm bringing out the big guns. Yeah, let's go. I'm kind of a liar. One of my biggest compliments I get usually when I'm like teaching or tutoring or whatnot is that I'm extremely patient. But not for painting dollhouses. God damn. Also, what I find really interesting is that my very first dollhouse project was an old A-frame Fisher-Price that I spray painted all black. So, I guess coming full circle. I may have accidentally gassed myself. All right. How to remove spray paint from hands. Okay, something that I've learned is never spray paint when you're impatient and frustrated. Because, I've been spray painting dollhouses now consistently for like 2 months, but that was the first time I was just like, all right, it's done. And I just grabbed it, and then I looked like Mickey Mouse for like a little while, but it's fine. It's all mostly gone, but... But what was taking me all day was done in like 2 seconds. So I was patient. I went to bed and let it dry thoroughly overnight. So now I'm ready for the next part. I'm splitting this room in half. This is going to be like a little guest room, and then this is going to be a bathroom, and then this will be the master bedroom, kitchen, living room. I'm not too, I was really freaking out about this, but I'm not too worried about perfections because I'm going to put so much stuff in there. But I am going to make a tile wall and floor. I have some of this stuff, which is mat board. When making templates, I cannot stress enough how useful graph paper is. So I put it on the back, and then I'm going to measure out the tiles like 1 centimeter apart, or maybe even like every 4 here. So it's way easier to keep things even. This time around, I'm going to try to give more of a tutorial. I just didn't the last time because I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but here we go. So I am pasting this graph paper onto this cardstock, and then so that I can make perfect little tiles. And then I'm going to put them on the mat board, and then I'm going to put them in. I decided to choose this kind of bluey, darker gray as opposed to the just standard gray, because even though I keep telling myself this is supposed to be basic, I am a colorful person. This isn't my thing, but I am committed to doing this, so here we go. Right, there it is. Now, it doesn't look shiny like tile. So I will be putting some packaging tape over it. Success! I made a little indicator as to where it's supposed to go. And then for over here, I got me some carpet samples. This time I tried something a little different. I put the tape on ahead of time and then cut. See if I can get a different texture. I'm letting this dry. There's glue everywhere, and then I'm debating whether to make it go all the way to the top or just stop there. And then that's gonna just fit in right there. And I decided to keep this white. See, constantly making changes. All right, this is coming pretty damn nicely. I've started on this side. And there's some smudges in there because I need to go wash my hands because I just had Hawaiian barbecue. Barbecue ribs for the win. Anyways, whoops. Oh well. I'm going to cover it up with the bed and dressers and all that stuff, so I'm not too worried. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, am I taking forever to make individual tiles for the kitchen? Absolutely not. I got some pre-made stuff. Excellent. Yes. Now, I ended up using vinyl here. This is my first attempt, so there's little mistakes, but these, I put it in so expertly. Like, there's no bubbles. It looks like, it's amazing. I'm just like, wow, I'm like a pro now. I put in the tile. What am I missing in it that's usually in a flipped house? Laminate flooring. Let's go. So I had a bag of this flooring, but the problem is that it's really thick and it's probably easy to cut, but I don't know. So I'm not about mistakes or going cardboard, one of the two. I decided to go with the cereal box. Great. Don't need the dagger. Hey, I'm an adult, and you know what? I'm getting Frosted Flakes. I'm following two different tutorials. There was one where they kind of already like chopped it up and then put it back together again. Then there was this other guy who was like, there's this super easy way where you could just cut it with one of these things. See, it's not even going all the way through. I'm making this up as I go along. This is what I'm going to do. I put these into little nooks and crannies. This is a gray wood stain, but I'm going to put some acrylic paint in the gray that I want. Probably put some more of that wood stain and then put a glossy sealant over it. Let's see how this turns out. So one cause of concern is this thing juts out, as does this. I kind of did it here too, and I was able to easily cut holes. And I can in the cereal box. Unfortunately, I don't know what was wrong with me last night, but I cut it way too short. So I think what I'm going to do is just make a little wooden frame here with sticks instead, and then it fits perfectly. And I'm also going to go around this way as well. So, yay. Well, those barbecue ribs just did not come out. I didn't even try to get rid of them, but I thought maybe it would dry and go away. So I gotta be very mindful because I've got leftovers. As you can see, I did it a little too short. So I've put some popsicle sticks and I'm gonna put some on either side to make a little bit of a frame. I'll probably end up covering it up anyways with other stuff, so I don't know. So I'm not committing to it just yet. Or since that was my first attempt, maybe I'll just say, stop being lazy, D, and just go ahead and make it again. Oh, I'm gonna also try to fit in this little welcome mat too. Oh, also, yeah, I'm thinking I'm making a little divider wall in between here. Far out, yes. Okay, I'm gonna stop being lazy and I'm gonna redo it. And again, this will be my second attempt, so it should be better, right? As you can see, I went off the rails a little bit because of this jerk who doesn't like it that I'm doing this and not paying attention to him, so that he bites me right in he just finds the most softest spot on my underarm. Like, he just goes for it. I got some of this cross stitch fabric and I cut up some mini dowels. I'm gonna try to make me some blinds. I think this turned out pretty good. You know, I glued it around there using some tacky glue. It's probably a little too long, but I mean, I'll get them all. I'll get all of these made and make them all even and stick them on each window. Perfect. Excellent. Also, I was doing that as this was drying. I made it a little bit lighter. It has the color I want. It has the, whatever the hell this is, the wood stain. I haven't put the gloss on yet because I can tell it's shiny, but I haven't made this shiny yet. And then I will fit it in there. I'm not too worried about the edges because I made it purposely huge so that I can cut it down to size. What's super rad is that all I really had to do, I didn't have to glue these. I just had to like put them down into that little nook and they fit perfectly. Whereas these guys needed to be glued. Which is fine, no big deal. Hello, Fluff. Ooh, fluffy butt. Absolutely nothing is sacred in my house. I didn't like my bathtub that I had, so I'm gonna make another one. I bought the other one and it said it was half scale. Lies. I don't even think scale's real anymore. As you can see, none of this makes sense. Like, look at how tiny this sink is compared to this toilet, and then this. And these are all things I bought that said half scale. So anyways, I'm gonna see what I can do with this, even though it is kind of comparable a little bit in size. It is smaller, but also, and it smells baby fresh. All right, once I get this in, it'll be time to furnish the place and look at those windows. Yes. So I put some little bits in there to cover up when I cut it a little too much because my cutting skills are atrocious, but here we go. Heck yeah. Ooh. Oh. Yes. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Stunning. So I'm nowhere near finished with this, but I was just kind of trying to make the outline. But here's the funny thing. So I made this because I thought that this was too big, but guess what? It turns out to be pretty much the same exact size. So, you know, I'm like, well, why don't I just freaking use that instead? Okay. I spray painted this. I found this in a bag of just random dollhouse parts, and it's a perfect fit. But you know what it needs? It needs a fuzzy seat. Heck yeah. I made a lid with mat board. It was great. I could just trace it out and then cut it out. And then this is the beauty of abandoned book nooks, because you get random pieces of fabric, and this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Mini story time with that. It was my first book nook, and I used nothing but super glue because I didn't know I was deathly allergic to it, and ended up in the hospital twice because the first time I just thought I had just a bad allergic reaction to the dust in my house and thought I just needed to vacuum more. Anyways, it wasn't until I was hooked up to some EKGs and I just made eye contact with the doctor, and it just hit me. I realized what was causing it, and I was so embarrassed. And I was just like, okay, I'm never doing. Thankfully, I never turned away for book nooks. I just switched up my glue, and then they came out with those ones with the wooden, where the wood just kind of snaps in place, which is wonderful. Highly recommend those, the Rolife and whatnot. And then that kind of segued into where I'm at right now. So, hey, it was all meant to be. Coming together quite nicely. I have a little bathroom. So this is a 1/12 scale, but I just thought it was so damn cool that I could fit this tiny ass little sink underneath there, so it's perfect. It doesn't make sense? Absolutely not. But does a flipped house usually make sense? And then I have the bed and the dresser. I have this one here for the master bedroom. I will say, it's been over a week since I started this, and I have not touched my hot glue gun, not even once. I've been using all my other types of glues on this one. I did turn it on, though, for my other project, the Ferris wheel, which is... I'm really excited about this one, but I'm taking it nice and slow. For the kitchen, I have this little mini miniature kitchen, but I'm also going to combine it with this other one that I found in a garage sale for $10. But I'm gonna alter it a bit. I'm gonna make it, of course, all gray, and instead of using the fake wood sticker, I'm gonna put this fake marble stuff on it instead. Okay, when I get through with this, it's gonna look absolutely nothing like this. Absolutely nothing. So as you can see, it's kind of a little U shape. And then I realized that that just fits really funny in that corner. So I shut this off, or cut this off, and it fits perfectly like right here. And then I'm going to take another kitchen counter from another book nook and add it on here. I'm gonna cover up this. I'm gonna put the stovetop here. The sink will be here. It's gonna be nuts. Stay tuned. It's also 10 o'clock at night. I've had a little bit of coffee, and I am just bound and determined to get this done before I go to bed. Okay, that took way longer than I had anticipated. Woo! All right. Yes. I'm not finished yet. I'm gonna add a faucet and some other stuff to it. And then I'm gonna finish off the second half. But boy, oh boy, this took way too long. I never want to touch this ever again. All right, I'm gonna fill in that space. But I might have to go to sleep first. This one, man, lots of gluing and waiting for it to dry. I found out that I am not a patient person when it comes to dollhouses. But anyways, here we go. All right, so I made this bench, and I was going to add a second one, but there's clearly not any room. But that's okay. I'll use it for another project. Adding in a table with egregiously tall salt and pepper shakers. And then, last but certainly not least, I'm gonna add some chairs. Kitchen is done. A little toaster in there. There's little apples in there. Really, honestly, red beads. I spent so much time on that sink, and you could barely see it, but that's the one that just caused me so much grief, is trying to get that perfect. I put these little keys and the Land Rover. For now, I'm not going to do anything with this, but now it is time to do the living room. I already put down the fireplace and put some pretty boring artwork. I put up a TV. I'm going to put up this guy. I got some books, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do in this corner. Okay, so they should fire their real estate agent for their lack of any type of taste. Got some weird birds here. Put that up there. Some more kitsch. I got this charm at Value Village, and I loved it so much because it just doesn't make any sense, and so it needs to be up there. Now comes this corner. I put a clock. I put some more dopey paintings up, but really, honestly, I have no idea what to do in that corner. I keep changing my mind. I thought about putting the couch in that corner. It fits perfectly, but then I'm like, it should have a dresser. Hopefully it'll come to me soon. Also, that charm is extremely heavy, and I have like a little thumbtack, a little decorative one to hold it up, and some glue. But if something goes bump in the night, I'm gonna know what it is. Also, I did this build entirely with tacky glue, and boy, oh boy, I've been getting it all over my hands, and then, ooh, I get to peel it off. The sensation. Oh, it's so wonderful. Can you see that? Oh my God. Yes. What? Got dough? Seriously, sir. It is complete. The whole project. Put in some little clock and some art. I took this from a book nook. It was actually the bottom of a big shelf, but I like the bottom part, so I just did that. There's the kitchen. There is the living room. And the little guest bedroom. And the bathroom. Whew! This took a while. There's the keys to the garage, or to the car, to the Land Rover. And I decided to keep the outside the same. Also, that's really a rat. It's not a human or a dog. Let's be real. But when you open it up, I'm obviously exhausted. You got the flipped house. Good times. I'm going to bed. This was a blast.